Hello balloon artists! Today I'm going to show you how to make a big number display for a 50th birthday party that's great for deliveries. Hi, I'm Melanie from Balloon Artworks here in Derbyshire in the UK, helping you take your balloon art to the next level. Let's get started straight away. I always bag my foil balloons once I've inflated them, bag them in a decor bag and put them to one side whilst I continue with the design. Next, take 8 11-inch rounds. I'm using black and double stuff them. So I'm using a chopstick to do that. Then inflate to 9 inches. And cross the necks over one another, wrap around a couple of times, take hold of the inner necks and tie those together. Round off slightly and make another one of those. Place one over the other and then bring them through and just trade places, swap them over, and you want 2 more of those. Take 4 5-inch rounds and size to 4 inches. Round off. Next, cross them over, wrap around a couple of times and tie, and make another one of these. Take your Deflates, place them one over the other, and just cross over. And make another one of these. Take one of the necks of the larger cluster and pull through the centre of the smaller cluster and just figure of 8 around a few times. Okay. 260 and pinch the tip and push the air out of the balloon and then just tie a knot so you've got an uninflated strap there. And then just pass that 260 through the centre of that cluster and wrap around to secure that in position. Got that coming out of the centre. Take your next large cluster and pull that 260 through into the centre and then just figure of 8 around the times. Okay. Take your next small cluster, grab hold of that 260, pull that through the centre of the gold balloons. Position your gold balloons so they're in between the 2 larger rounds and then wrap that 260 around a few times. Okay, and then take your last cluster of black balloons, grab hold of that 260, pull it through the centre of that cluster, position your black balloons so that they line up here, and then just wrap that 260 around a few times and just figure it around. Okay, oops, I've lost the end. And take hold of the end and pull it back through the centre and wrap around the middle cluster a couple of times and then back round to 5. Just let that go. Okay, so that's what you've got. Next, we need to add a sand weight. So So I've got a black sand weight here, and I'm going to add it here to this end. I'm going to pull it into that cluster, through the next cluster, and then back down into here, and wrap around that end a few times. Okay, just let that go. Okay, and then do the same thing at the other end. Pull that through into the base here, pull it up into that cluster of balloons there, back down, and wrap that neck around those ones there. Okay. So what we've got there is a display that is weighted evenly at each end. Next, take a 260, hold on to the tip end, squeeze all the air out of the balloon, and then just tie that end in a knot. Take your 4 number balloon and place that uninflated strap, 260, onto the valve and roll the neck upwards. Okay, and when you are about there, fold that valve in half and tie your 260 into a knot. Those 2 ends together. Very tight. And then when you've tied once, tie a second time. Next, take some clear tape or some glue dots and just tape back these tabs here. Make sure you tape them back to the back of the balloon. Okay, and that's just to keep them out of sight. To your 260 and pull them into the base. Wrap around. Take a 260 with a tail of just a finger or so, and I'm just going to use this for the moment to help support the number 5 while I work on the arrangement. So pass the 260 through the centre of the 0 and around 5. And then I am just twisting the back together. I shall turn this around and show you what I'm doing. At this point, I'm just twisting the back of those 2 together. Taken a gold 4 star and made an attachment point because I want this star to partially support this number 5. So it's going to go here, and I'm just going to loosely pull these tails into the base. I don't want the tails to be too tightly pulled in. move that into position. Next, we can take some of these U-glue dashes and start to stick the 4 balloons in place. Take a 260 in gold with just a finger tail and pass that through the 0, and we're going to wrap it around 5 and the 0 as we did before. Twist off a small bubble and just wrap that round into the balloon. And do the same thing with the first blue. Small bubble of just about a finger or so. And wrap that into the gold blue. This little bit of glue, we can just pinch twist that. And just snip off the end. And tie a knot. Using a mixture of 5-inch rounds in gold, black and silver, reflex blue and chrome silver and chrome gold, and I'm going to make duplets. Trim off those necks and nozzles to tidy them up. Make lots of these in random colours. I want to kind of be positioned about here. I'm just going to wrap that loosely into the base. So take 260 and wrap it into the cluster of 3 or the duplet that you've made, and if you like, you can also tie that in a knot and then wrap the other end into another cluster of 3 or duplet. I've air inflated a 4-star, tied it with a 260, which I'm going to loosely tie onto this attachment point on top of the 0. Because I want this to be positioned here like this, so I want a bit of play in this strap here. I don't want to tie it on too loosely. I can tighten it up later. Just taking a few more of the U-glue dashes. And fixing them to the bottom of the star. And for the moment of truth. Okay, I'm just going to go around the back and hold it. Just takes a few seconds. I've got another small cluster of 3 and a little stretched Deflate, and with these tails from the where I tied the 260 onto the black balloon, I'm just going to wrap those into that cluster of 3, and I'm going to tie it on as well. Okay. And then I'm just going to add the stretched Deflate. And then I'm going to move it around until I'm happy with how it sits. 3 bits of clear tape, and I'm just going to take these attachment points back. So I tend to leave these top ones until the end, until I'm sure I'm not going to need them for anything. Just tidies up that line. Cluster of 3, and I'm just going to tie that in to the pinch twist at the back on the 260, just to tidy that up a little bit. I don't like leaving bits unfinished, so I think the back should look as neat as the front. I'm going to add a few small balloons here, and you'll notice that when I put the display onto the floor, I'm always putting it onto one of these large decor bags just to help protect it. I've got a cluster here, and I'm just going to fit those there and use the cluster at the back to stop those balloons coming through that gap. Next, I'm going to add some rings here, so I'm just wrapping the 260 around as we did before. The same thing with gold. I'm just taking a couple of duplets and wrapping those in at the back, just to tidy things up. And with another 260, I'm going to replicate the rings here as well. hope you've enjoyed this tips tutorial. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos which I publish on Tuesdays. And you're very welcome to join me in my Balloon Artworks Academy, which is my closed Facebook group, where you can ask me any questions you like about this or any of my other videos. And I'll see you again in the next video.